Lunchables, and a glass of water. It's breakfast time. I feel like if I wear the sandals enough number of times, it's probably going to be more comfortable. At least I hope so. It's time to go to Lee's Sandwiches, get some baguettes, and have lunch. The sandals, they're still giving me hell. I hope it's better. I hope so. This is meatball, but not in the traditional sense. It's not like the Italian meatball. This is more of like the Asian meatball, where it tastes different. It does have tomatoes, but it doesn't taste like what you would think if you're used to having Italian meatball. And then we have eggs. Well, this is pretty much just eggs. And this is sort of like ham, but not really. It doesn't taste like ham. It's more of the Asian version of ham, per se. And of course, let's not forget that baguette. And that's a meal. So today's video, it's a subject that's pretty near and dear to me, and those grass guys out there, they're not gonna give me a break. They are really not gonna give me a break. And it's okay, you know, they're just doing their job. They don't know that I'm filming. I have no rights to go out there and tell them, hey, you know, cut it out. I'm trying to film something here. But it looks like they're going away now, so I may just have a chance to do this. Anyways, tangent aside, moving on back, the subject that's pretty near and dear to me is the subject of not having a job, where there are certain gaps and periods of time where you would go without a job. And the beginning, I would say like the first week, maybe the first month, depending on who you are, you feel really good because you're like, I don't have to work. I can just stay. I can just chill. I can just relax. I can play video games all day. It's gonna be fun. I'll watch movies. I'll think of something to do. And as time slowly passes by, you're like, other people are making money. And I'm not. I have a set amount of money. It's dwindling as time passes me by. So that's rough. But here's the thing though, because it's not like all hope is lost, right? And especially for those of you that are depressed because you don't have a job. I personally have not gotten to that point, but I speak to a couple of people and they have, so it's really rough, right? But here's the thing though, not all hope is lost, because the more focused you are on the next goal, the better it is you'll become. So let's say if you don't have a job now, it doesn't mean that you won't have a job forever. It just means that it's a temporary pause for now. And you're working towards something bigger in the future. Whether it's to get a degree in something, not a college degree, but an actual license to practice a certain business. Like, let's say, either insurance, real estate, or notary public, or just something where it requires you to have a license in order to practice the business. Not a college degree. Don't go there, and I'll tell you why. But that's in a different video. As of for now, just focus on that. So if the job that you want to do requires a degree, you go get that degree. You spend the money. You work really hard on it. You study well. You study hard. You make sure you pass the exam. Now, you may not get the best score, but you passed the exam, and that's what matters. Then you should generally have a much easier time finding a job, because like you're just that one step ahead of everybody else, because then now you actually have a license. So that means that you actually put out your time and money to actually do this. It means that you're that much more dedicated to the craft. Now, if you don't want to pursue that route, you could always just start a business, most likely an online business, because then they don't cost as much to start. But it depends on how you do things. It can actually be quite a while before it grows and you can actually live off of it. Most of the people that I talk to, what their online business is, myself included, is that in the beginning, it's like, might as well just go get a job. In the beginning, because you have no customers, nobody knows who you are, and those are the two most important things, is that you gotta have customers and you gotta have people that know who you are. This is how you're gonna sell stuff. Now, most of the people that I talk to, they either invest in online marketing or they do something like Facebook marketing, which those are all running costs. Which is why I would say, if you want to start an online business, get a job. Get like a job, not a career, but something that pays the bills and pays for your marketing expenses so that you can tax deduct them later on. Because remember, that's a business expense, so it's tax deductible. So you can go ahead and do that route. Get like just any sort of retail job, pays somewhat minimum, maybe a little bit higher than minimum. But the key is that you get that income and you turn it into a business. Now that's route number 2. And route number 3 would be just really think about your resume and think about who you are. What do you really want to do? And at that point, you could go to the other two routes where you do the online business, or you do the route where you get the license. Either or is fine. So, as of this moment, just treat it as a temporary pause. Remember, not all hope is lost. But if you give up, then everything is lost. So you don't do that, right? Never, ever give up, because the moment when you do, things will crumble and you'll be back into that depression state again. So remember, as of this point, you need to get out of this state, get out of this whole depression mindset, move on to something, take a project, work on it, do it well, and then you'll slowly get out of it, and that job is gonna come. But it's only gonna come if you really work for it. So I was going to this vegetarian place, and man, the restaurant looks fantastic. I mean, it looks like one of those gardening places where you go to meditate and you just see grass and trees around. It kind of reminds me of the place at the temple, where it's just sort of very relaxing and the mood is just right. I think they did a really good job with the interior decorations. Overall, it has this sort of calming vibe to it, where you go there and your soul is going to be put at ease with just the way how things are decorated. The lights are kind of dim. It's a very relaxing place. It's very similar to the temple. And the food here, I would say it's also pretty good. And let's not forget that statue. It's very nicely done there, especially that whole area. So the food is pretty good. Not the best, not the worst, but I would say it's pretty good. That's pretty much how I'm going to sum up the food here, which is pretty good. And then later on, there was actually the marketplace, and I pretty much just filmed me messing with the crawfish. So if you guys liked the video, please hit the subscribe button down here somewhere. Don't forget to ring that bell for the latest content and to become part of the mighty notification squad. As always, have an awesome day.